What's up, everybody? It is me, Donna Vee, and I'm so excited again to be here on a Monday with the most amazing Kim Mazella and Tracy Locke. And we are here for Manifesting Monday. It is practical magic, a camp quarantine broadcast, whatever. We're here for everybody, actually.
That's a lot of titles. I love it.
I love it. We have so many credits and titles. It is incredible. And it is raining outside, ladies. I don't know where you are.
Is it ever?
It just started to storm here in Nutley, New Jersey. What about where you are?
It is storming like crazy in Washington, D.C. I'm coming to you live from Washington, D.C. where it is.
You're from Washington?
Yeah, Washington, D.C. All of a sudden, we're all sitting around. It's my niece's birthday. We just brought everything inside. No lie. Like a minute after we brought it in, huge thunder crack, and then it just came. The skies opened up.
Talk about manifesting.
Yes.
You're like, listen, guys, I got to leave the party because I need to go and do this podcast.
That's right. Manifesting Monday. I was going to miss Manifesting Monday. It's the best day of the week. Are you kidding me?
It is.
It is.
Cecilia is here from Queens. I want to say, for those of you that have been here before, thank you and welcome back. For those of you that are joining us the first time, welcome. We are live on so many things. On Facebook, we are on Tracy Locke Comedy, Camp Quarantine, Donna Vee Sells. We are on Quarantine Dating 2020, ladies. We got to give out some dating advice tonight. In the Vortex. We are also on YouTube and Periscope. So if it is your first time, please post a comment, shout us out. I'd like to again welcome, because we just introduced Periscope and another one of our Facebook pages, Kim Mazella, who is a certified life coach and an amazing, amazing woman, and Tracy Locke, who is a amazing comedian and also she is just funny as hell. So we're live all over the world. Christopher Estrite is here, and thank you for joining. Cecilia, Shari Freed. Let's just get into the meat of it. How are you ladies doing?
Great. Oh my gosh. So good. So much fun. Can I tell you that I look forward to Mondays all week. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get so much great information. We're going to set the tone of the whole week. I just love the energy I get from these lovely ladies and all, the audience. But man, am I excited. I'm excited to be here tonight. I can't wait to talk about it.
Me too. I had a crazy, crazy day. And it was so funny because I was talking to my friends and they're like, you're still going to do that? And I'm like, yeah, are you kidding me? I can't wait to do that. But aren't you tired? No. I mean, you get energy when you're excited about something. So absolutely.
All right. We got some first timers. We have Hope Fishman from Philly. What's up, Philly?
Philly.
I love it. I love it. And we need to say a prayer for Christopher Estrite's aunt, who is transitioning from her earthly body into her spiritual body. We've been praying for her on story time, and she was in the hospital in Houston. And Christopher has let me know that she will be making her transition sooner rather than later. And he has asked me this morning and again tonight if we could pray for her, and I would really appreciate that.
Okay, we can do that. Done. So such a tough time to lose somebody. It really is.
Yeah.
Such a tough time.
Christopher, can you just type in her name so that we know it? I'm sorry, I don't remember it. I can't remember. For some reason, Lucille's coming to my mind, but I don't think that's the right name. And what's up, cousin Lauren, who is a sign language interpreter from the city. She's on here.
What is it?
It's H-I is hi. I love you.
H.
H.
Oh, H. I. H-I.
There's something new on this show every single time.
And prayers, love, and light going to Houston. I agree. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, ladies, while we're waiting for that, it's Aunt Shirley Ann. That is right. She's one of a kind, and we are going to hold her in our love and light. And tonight, at the very end, when we read our angel cards around 8:45, 8:50, we will definitely send prayers out to everybody that needs them. I mean, we all need prayers. And yes, my aunt says, may the angels guide Christopher's aunt home. Love to your family. Now, ladies, and I will ask you this. What is on your mind tonight? What are we manifesting, talking about? What is the topic we are chatting about this evening?
Oh my God. What isn't it? Go ahead, Kim. Let them
know.
It's
funny because we definitely want to talk about dating, but before we talk about dating, I really, something's come up a couple times in my, my groups and the people I talk to. And what's come up is, I've been doing all this work and I was hoping this thing would happen and it didn't happen. right? And how do you keep going when it looks like it didn't happen? And I always want to remind people that if you're still alive, at least in this earthly arc of your lifetime of what you're here to learn, your story's not written. You still have an opportunity. You just stopped before it was too late. Now, sometimes you should say, but the time period passed, but there's no, you have to remember that time is a construct made by our minds, right? I know that sounds crazy because you're hoping, we always hope for a date or a time. When I used to do energy readings, people would always say, well, when? I'm like, well, there is no when on the other side. There's just now, right? And so it's frustrating when you're trying to materialize something and you don't have really great tools and you just want it when you want it. And how come it hasn't shown up? And so what I do, and we're going to talk about scripting, but one of the things that I do is I remind myself, just because I don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Doesn't mean it hasn't shown up yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to be there any second. I just got to give myself that opportunity to remember that it's still coming, and that's hard. But if you come to Manifesting Mondays every night, if you surround yourself with people who remind you of these things, it gets easier and easier. And the more tools you use, the easier.
Yeah, which is so interesting, Kim, that you brought that up, because Donna, I don't know if you saw the comment on Girls Gone Green, but there was a woman who wrote into you specifically that said, I read the E Squared book and I've done the first 2 exercises and nothing happened. What do I do? Do I go back and do it? Or do I move forward? So that's a great question too, as like where I thought that was a really great question of, do you keep asking for the same thing or do you have to let it go? I think one of the things, Kim and Donna, that always comes up is, when you're talking about manifesting and talking about getting on your spiritual side, people are always like, let go and let God. And I'm not making fun of that. I'm saying, but at what point, if you're a type A personality, do you say, okay, I think I'm doing the work, but am I doing the work? Because nothing's happening.
So to me, that's like when you plant a seed in the garden and you do all that work, you cannot go out the day after you plant the seed and expect there to be tomatoes. I mean, some people, if you notice, they will plant already plants that have grown. Did you ever do that before?
Yeah.
There's the difference between going from a seed in a package and then going somewhere to like a nursery and buying already partially grown plants. I feel like if you are a major manifester, you're like, well, what do I want to do? And if you're a beginner and maybe you're not used to the fact that something's not going to show up the next day, well, you're the type of person that I would think would go and buy a pre-harvested plant as opposed to planting a seed and actually being patient, because no one is going to stand over a crop in a garden and go, but when are you coming up? But because you'll drive yourself nuts.
Right. Yeah. But the direct question to you, Donna, was, I read the book E Squared. So that's what we talked about last time we were together. Yeah. And I did some of the experiments and I didn't see anything. Now, to me, what that says is this. I think you have to really look at everything. Like we talked about last week, you have to be open. You have to open your mind to every little thing, and every little thing is a sign. So I feel like they may have missed some of the signs, but I'm just wondering, because I'm sure you get that question of like, oh, it didn't happen. Now what?
Well, because part of the thing is I think that makes you, and then I would love to hear Kim's opinion, but as far as like going through the book of the E Square, that's like saying to me, I bought a cookbook, I bought all the ingredients, I put it in the oven and nothing happened. And I'm like, well, maybe you didn't turn the oven on. Maybe you didn't mix it correctly. Maybe that the error is in a different part of it. And the thing is you need to go back and not try to make microwave popcorn out of a seed that you're planting a crop of corn. You got to go in the correct order. Am I right with that, Kim?
Yeah. And the other thing is that like time is good. One of the things that they talk about a lot, Abraham Hicks, is if you got every single thing you wanted it, the second you wanted it, 2 things would happen. First, you'd be really bored in life. You'd be so bored. And the second thing, you wouldn't appreciate anything and you wouldn't really be able to keep anything because you wouldn't really align it with it. So time is a great construct. I used to have this house, right? And when we first moved in, we didn't have a dime. Like we were just, we just bought this house. We were super house poor. And I had this room that I wanted to decorate. And I would imagine how I was going to decorate it so many times. And I never had the money to decorate it in the beginning, how I wanted to decorate it. When I finally got the money to decorate it, I loved it so much more than the original room that I planned. So you don't know, like like, and it was meant so much more to me. Sometimes time is really a gift to clarify. And also, if it doesn't show up in your life, there's a lot of cooperating components that have to align. It's not just you, it's, you know, the universe. It's, you know, what if you're asking for the perfect partner, and that perfect partner, and you really want the perfect partner, you're not like willing to settle for like Mr. Ho Hum or Miss Ho Hum, and that perfect partner is in a relationship right now on the way out, and in the meantime the universe is giving you time to really get to love yourself and to
That's
think that
right.
you're like the bomb diggity, and but you're like, but I want it now, I want it now, and like the universe is like, listen, if you had it now you'd lose it, it wouldn't first, you wouldn't get it, so just enjoy. I think the big thing is to the more you trust the journey, right? I mean, but and that's part of learning. I mean, I read E Squared such a long time ago, I can't really remember, so I'm gonna have to reread it. I didn't realize it was.
Yeah, they give you like specific things to do, and I think people get hung up on that. But one comment I kept getting over and over that I definitely have to ask, a lot of people get confused on, and again, both of you can answer it. When people say, well, I understand the concept of do the work, but what's the actual work? See, that's such a nebulous
allowing.
Right.
Yeah.
But and then when you're done, just so you guys know, I have really good questions in the comments. So when we're done with that, please let me jump in with a couple of questions, because I think it'll lead us to a beautiful place.
Okay, go for it.
So I want to say something. What allowing is it's becoming the thing you want. It's creating the time for you to literally become it. Because in A Course in Miracles, they say, to have, give all to all. Like, it's that simple. Anything that you want, you have to give it all to all. So how can you give it if you don't already have it? So it's not saying, oh, you know, if you want $1 million, give $1 million away, but behave as if you have abundance. If you want $1 million, if that's what you're trying to attract. And I never really say try to attract money, because that's tough, because it's not exciting, not like a boat or whatever the heck it is you'd want, you know, but to become it first, right? Oh, wow, I made people laugh. I'm the straight one here, people.
Yeah. But abundance meaning too, don't you think? I mean, I know for me, it doesn't even mean like $1 million. It means joy. Like, I have an abundance of joy.
Yeah.
Like, I give to people an abundance of
That's exactly it. That's
abundance
exactly
of peace. Abundance is not necessarily the equivalent to financial abundance, which is what we are so conditioned to think abundance is.
Right.
Giving something abundantly, like patience, joy, love, time, right? Time is huge. I mean, energy, but yeah. So I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Interesting, because all I see is signs, but it's been literally so long. I need to figure out where my blockage is.
Oh,
that's a good
one. Can I answer that? Can I answer that? Okay. So what I do in my work with people individually is, you could ask for something all day long. You could be so excited. First place, asking for something all day long is called wanting, and wanting is not aligning with having, right?
And that's not the same as allowing.
Yeah, it's not the same. So wanting is different. But you could ask for something all day long. But if there is part of you that has a belief that is in conflict with what you're trying to get, you are never going to get it. And the thing about beliefs is that you don't have to go to your subconscious mind and get hypnotized to figure out your beliefs. You just have to ask yourself the right questions. It's just a matter of, what would a person have to believe to be blocking this? Like, what belief is in the way? And if you sat there for a second, you'd figure it out. Like, or, you know, if you had someone helping you probe that.
Or like, I don't deserve it. Like, I want the perfect relationship, but I probably don't deserve it. You know, like when you say that, it like kind of just says, oh no, everything you just said that you wanted, or everything you yearn for, you just like you swiped it off the chalkboard.
Right. And a lot of times when people think they want the perfect relationship and they think they're really ready for it, what happens is that person shows up and they're like, oh, I don't have the time for you. Oh my God, you want me to give up this? Oh my God, you want me? And I always say, like, if you want a relationship, behave as if, figure out in your calendar when you're going to see that person. Like, and think, am I going to meet, is the person that I'd really want willing to be with me 3 hours a month? Right. Right. Because, right. I mean, there are some people that want 3 hour a month relationships. If that's what you want, if that's what you could give, then give that up. Like, am I willing to give up half my closet? Am I willing to give, you know, or to, go to things that I don't really particularly enjoy, right? Because I love that person, am I willing to do that? Because relationships mean that the way you live your life as a single person is going to change, right?
Yes.
Bye-bye. Next question. How would you know, Issa asks, how would you know that you're missing something, even if you think you're being careful about not missing something?
Okay. Well, do you want to answer that, Donna, Tracy, or you want me to take it?
Yeah, you can take that.
Okay. So that's a great question. I love it. And it really depends what you're talking about. But when let's say it's about romance. Okay. So I know there's been times in my life where I felt really ready. And a year later, I met the partner I was waiting for, right? Like just if a relationship ends, it doesn't mean it's not successful, because if you learn something from it and you grew from it, it's a successful thing, right? But when you're looking and you're saying, I'm missing what is not this is when you have to get down to the nitty gritty and ask yourself, am I really aligned with what I want? And there's a lot of good questions that you can ask yourself. The other thing is that you can align with what you want easily too. You just haven't asked yourself those right questions. So it's like asking yourself, okay, what would a person have to believe to attract this?
Right.
What would a person have to believe? It's very simple. So give me anything that is to answer. Like
well, but I guess my question on the practical end is, again, you guys are saying stuff where you understand what you're saying, meaning it's easy to say to someone, get into alignment, but what does that mean rudimentarily? Like, am I making up a word? You know what I mean? As far as like the practical.
Okay. Analogy girl is here.
Okay.
Okay. You want to play basketball. So alignment would not be going to buy a baseball bat and a catcher's mask and a tennis racket. Alignment would be getting basketball sneakers, basketball socks. You would practice basketball. You would practice layups. You would wear a basketball outfit. Like, you would prepare yourselves for basketball. So you want to have a certain job or a relationship. You need to prepare yourself for that. You can.
Okay, so that means like specifically. So if I say, oh my God, okay, look, I'm taking this show, Manifesting Monday, and we're turning it into a talk show that is on 5 days a week and blah, blah, blah. How do I so what am I literally doing? I'm like starting to write scripts. I am buying a new wardrobe. I'm not being facetious. I'm really saying.
We're showing up on Mondays. We're showing up on time. We're putting out great content. We're growing our audience and hoping and wishing and praying and knowing that someone's going to see it. And when the time is right, and when we are cultivated and we have enough content behind us and enough people behind us, it will be the perfect time that someone will say, we need content like this on national television. Right now, we are in the stages of, were you ever in a school play, or were you ever in a school choir?
Sure.
It was
rehearsal.
Days of rehearsal before you got to go, before parents, and you did the 4-day show that was sold out. You can't sell the show out before you actually rehearse it, because you don't want to make your mistakes and trip up your things. You want to be completely knowing what you're going to do. And this is just my saying. I'd like Kim's take on it, but we're building the anticipation from the people. We're getting the questions. It's like they're writing the script for us, which is wonderful.
Right.
Being mindful and listening and open to people that want to see us here, and people that show up Monday after Monday after Monday, is going to teach us. That is aligning with what it is that we need to do.
Right.
And enjoying it, the process, and talking constantly about what we're going to create. Getting excited about what we're creating. We could say we're going to be a national talk show. We'll just say, okay, hey guys, eventually we'll be a national talk show.
Right.
But the thing is, don't give it pressure. You know, when you go to grab a ball in a pool and you try to grab it, and actually grabbing it, you push it away.
Right.
Yes.
You just got to kind of be gentle and let the ball fall in your hands. That doesn't mean you don't do the groundwork. You show up every week, like she was saying, you do the groundwork. And you also reach out to people saying, how do these shows get on air? You find out how they get to, as a life coach, I look at other life coaches' websites. I do. And I'm like, wow, that's great. I want to do that. Oh, that's awesome. I want to do that. No, I don't vibe with that. I'm not going to do that. It's not like putting them down. It's just finding what I vibe with.
Right. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. And you guys answered the question. so on a practical level, type A personalities, which a lot of people in our area are, where it's like, I do A, I go to B, then I go to C, then I go to D. So all those things are doing the work, correct? Meaning allowing.
Very regimented though. Like I think with allowing, Kim, correct me if I'm wrong, but going the path of least resistance does not mean that there's always A to B to C. It's A, you allow B to come, and then you're like, oh, embrace B, and then C will come. But the thing is, if you are such into the control part of it, a lot of times you can stunt your manifestations.
Wow.
Well,
So,
I think it's about making it joyful too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, no. I think that's great. I think that's like
being excited where you are. That's it. Like knowing where you want to go, but being where you are and being super excited. Like we're not here going, oh God, I can't wait till we're here on national television. I'm like, wow, I'm really
excited where we are right now.
Yeah, I'm super psyched to be with Donna and Tracy, and we are sharing knowledge about manifesting with the world that the world needs, and also sharing knowledge of joy and peace and how important we pray for somebody. I mean, what a blessing, like, right?
It's like you don't buy a piñata and a bag of candy and then beat the bag of candy before you fill the piñata.
I love you.
No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. But people have asked me, what does it mean when you say do the work? So a lot of people think that literally means doing, like, you wake up, you write down 10 goals, then you do push-ups. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that kind of thing. So,
well, to me, also when I in my work is when you work with me, you have I call it physical work, mental work, emotional work, and spiritual work. So manifesting is really like all four of those. So physically, you are in alignment. Like you take care of your physical body. I mean, one of the things in my course is I make people make their bed, because it's just saying, I'm so worthy. I might be the only one in my apartment for the next 10 years, but I am going to make that, and it's going to be beautiful. When I get in, I'm going to get into a made bed because I'm important enough. Those are silly little things that you could do to tell the universe, I deserve what I want, right? And I'm going to take care of myself. I feed myself well. I get enough sleep. That's it. Well, I mean, I try to get enough sleep. I don't know what bed's going to do, but when I get in there, I try to get enough sleep.
But I don't think that's silly at all. I think that's a really great example of something that you could be doing. That's a little thing, but is a mindset. I think that's something that makes total sense.
Listen, you could have a gym membership, right? And you could have a gym membership and never go, and you're never going to change your physique. You could have a gym membership and you can go once a week, and but then you can go and be dedicated. And I think that the thing that you're like, what I'm hearing from what you're saying, Tracy, is people want to know where the practical work is, and they don't want to put the spiritual work in, the metaphysical work.
No. I don't. It's not that. It's not that people don't want to put the work in. It's understanding
what it is,
what the work is. It's not saying I don't want to do that work.
I think so many people think that it's actual physical work, and it's not. Planning mentally and spiritually and metaphysically, they think that it's like this forced. Again, it's like if I went out in the yard tomorrow and I planted a pumpkin seed, and I went, and my daughter's standing there, she's like, "Where's my pumpkin?" What good would it do her if I went to the farmer's market, bought a pumpkin, and then in the middle of the night crept out there and put the pumpkin there, and she was like, "Oh, there's the pumpkin." That's not.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm trying to say you guys have done all this work, so it comes out like, oh yeah, and you just do X, Y, Z, and then you turn it into Q, and then it turns into a pumpkin. That's easy for you to say. I'm talking about the practicality of it, right? So what I'm saying to you guys is exactly what you're saying. You're answering that question, but I'm just saying, be aware that people, when you say do the work, that's a nebulous statement, right? To a lot of people.
Well, one of the words I really like, because I teach A Course in Miracles, is I teach A Course in Miracles, not a course in making it happen. You know what I mean? Like I teach A Course in Miracles, and part of miracles is purifying. Like I guess you would say purifying your vessel. You do the work, you show up, you take care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and you align with what you want. If that makes any sense. Like part of the work is becoming what you want, seeing it, knowing it, tasting it, feeling it before it happens, so that when it actually shows up, you just kind of step into it. I realized I'm very Italian today.
I love that you're very.
We like it a lot.
I just like I'm sitting on my hands.
I think that's a perfect time to talk a little bit more about scripting, because I think that right now with what Tracy was saying, what you're saying, what I'm talking about, to me, this is a great lead in to scripting, which might be a really good beginner's course of doing the work.
Okay, so scripting is a way of pre-paving. And what pre-paving is that your energy is always going forward, right? But it's a way to focus your energy and tell the universe exactly what you want. Pre-paving, the problem with pre-paving, I want to give you a caveat, is that that's where you say, well, it didn't work out. But you have to be flexible with it. And the biggest thing about pre-paving is in scripting is the best, most important piece of scripting is enjoying the script as you're writing it, getting like, oh, this is so cool, right? And you start out thinking like your pen is magic or your typewriter's magic, right? I like to do it with my hand because I'm old school and old.
We all do. I can. Here it is.
Right. So I usually start at the top. You could start with whatever you believe, because I believe that there is a stream of wellness, a stream of source. You could call it source, you could call it God, you could whatever. I try to work with all denominations, so whatever works for you. Some people really believe in God, and so that's perfect. You can use that. Or you can use, dear superconscious mind, or you could use dear source, or dear me, or dear light bulb. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. Dear inner, but whatever feels like the wisest, most inner source of strength that you can think of. So there's event, which is something I teach, but a script is the second part of event. And one day maybe I'll teach event on here.
But it's called event, 2 words.
To event.
Right.
Yeah.
You're venting.
Yeah, but you never vent without scripting. Anyway, so what a script is, you'd start it and you'd say, dear superconscious mind. And then you use the 3 Ps, the letter P. And what that means is you write your script in the personal, in the present tense, or you could even use it in the past, and then in the positive. So you only use positive words. You write your script as if it's happening right now, or if it's already happened, and you write your script about you, not about anybody else, as if it's happening. So if you wanted to have do you guys want to take a stab at a script, or you want me to give you an example?
No, we have paper, and I'm writing. I'm going to put this up for everybody. So it's a 3 Ps. It's personal, present, or past.
And positive.
And positive. Yeah, if you could give Kim like a little example of a 1 or 2 sentence of how you would even start.
Okay, dearest superconscious mind, thank you so much for our awesome talk show. We love it. It took us a couple years to get here. We enjoyed every Manifesting Monday. It was so much fun. We what do you guys want? What do you want to create? We get to travel the world talking about all the fun things and all the ways that we've manifested in life. We were able to go to cool places and talk in different countries about manifesting, if that's what you want. We love working with each other all the time. We enjoy that, how the show has been able to help so many people, and so many people have been prayed for and watched over and feel supported and loved and feel so excited to create their future. It's such a great experience. We got here so easily. It was fun all the way. And you could write it in the past and the present, right? We're enjoying working with each other every day. We're finding new and exciting things to talk about. We're connecting to wonderful people. You can write it in the personal. So it would be like, I'm connecting to people. I'm really enjoying. If you wrote it in the present tense, it would be ing words, right? So I'm loving this. I'm enjoying this. At the end, you write, thank you, God, superconscious mind, or whatever you believe in. It is right, comma, right now, comma, positively and constructively benefiting myself and all others. Amen. Or so be it, whatever you word.
Right. I am loving, I am enjoying. It is right now. It is right now.
Yeah. But at the end of thank you, superconscious mind, it is right, comma, right now. So it's right now, meaning it's right and it's right now. Positively and constructively benefiting myself and all others. Amen. So I've been doing that positively. That was taught to me my first spiritual teacher who taught me about light workers and that what a light worker was. I was 20-ish years old, and she taught me that a light worker was someone who understood that there was that in order to create light, you needed to bring an equal balance of negative. So you took the negative and you brought the positive to it, and that's how light is created. So a light is actually created. If you think about how a light bulb's created, it's an equal balance of negative and positive light, and that's how light is created. So that was my first light worker, Virginia Bagley Orr. She taught me how to do a script when I was in my 20s. Yeah.
I am loving, I'm enjoying. Thank you. It is right now, positively and constructively affecting me right now.
Yeah. Well, I make it is right, comma, right now. Not it is right, it is right now. It is right, comma, right now.
Okay. That's right. Comma.
And then Kim, as Donna's working on that, do you read that whatever your script becomes, do you read it aloud, or do you read it to yourself, or does it matter? Does any of that kind of stuff matter?
I feel like the biggest process is like the thought process of really what happens when you start to write your script in your hand is it becomes much more concrete. You really start to think of it in terms of something that could happen. And so you find yourself like imagining it. So I think the writing process is the most important part. When I do event, I make you put it on your body for 24, the script on your body for 24 hours, because I do believe that the words have vibration and you could bring them in, and then you could just, do it some sort of thing where you could burn it to the gods or whatever you believe in.
So you literally carry it with you?
Yeah. And I put it under my pillow at night, pick it back up and put it, well, I usually put it in my bra.
Pocket, bra.
Put in your bra with your bills. You're not Okay, so then you're saying that it doesn't matter if you read it aloud or if you just read it.
You could read it a couple times. When I write a mission, which is kind of different than a script, I usually I'll put up I write a mission about every 6 months, and I'll put that, like I have it right now on my in front of me right now on my chalkboard. But like I'll write a mission that's kind of like a script about what my next 6 months are going to be
like a mission statement.
Yeah, a mission statement.
I think a script is something that we start as little kids. And I've said this before, Kim, before we even had you on, when Tracy was asking me, well, when did you start this? And how did you discover this? I said, I feel like we don't even realize that we're teaching kids to write a script when we ask them to write a list of Santa, or when you put on a birthday candle. I think that there are certain things in life that we don't even realize we're doing that is manifesting. And that unless we continue to practice it and expand upon it as we get older, but that's the same thing. It's like when you are scared of something, when you're a little kid, and you would say a prayer like, oh God, please don't let the lightning strike my house. That is a prayer. But if you don't expand upon that and continue any kind of a religious upbringing, you said a prayer and you just never followed through. I think that writing a list of Santa or making a wish on a star is manifesting, that you just don't realize that there's another way to expand upon it. And I think that that's why, to me, it's so important that we teach younger people, children, to do this, because why wait till they get older when there's more resistance and when your flow is going, downstream instead of upstream.
And I think that's brilliant that you just brought up the word resistance, because I can't tell you how many times someone has said to me, well, what if I sit down and I write and just nothing comes? I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh, I can't think of anything. I can't think of any. It's just like.
Well, what do you do when you're writing comedy? Does that ever happen to you? What do you do?
Does that ever happen? It happens all the time with all of us. What we do, what I love to do is I'd like to bounce it off of other people and just be like, okay, here's an idea and blah, 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 blah. But I'll sit there. I will just sit until something comes. I don't get as discouraged as I could, because there's times, I'm sure everyone has done it, where you do sit there, especially comedy writing, and you're like, blink, 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 and there's nothing coming. But comedy usually comes from just what's happening in your life. So that's just something that you're just take notes. But it's interesting, because I've had people say to me, because I said to them, well, you and I, Kim, did the scripting and it worked out crazy good. It was exactly what we wrote. But then I said on the last show, but why haven't I done it since? So bizarre. It's like you have the keys to the kingdom, and then you just throw the keys and you're like, I don't know where I put those keys. But someone said to me just yesterday, we were talking about something, they're like, well, I sit down to write and nothing comes. And I didn't have an answer. I was like, I'll ask them, but I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Does anybody ever stop wanting things? Like Abraham Hicks says, you never stop wanting. Here's
Right.
what happens. We stop wanting to talk about what we want because we think that it's never going to come, right?
Right.
And then it almost becomes painful. It like, because you feel like, oh, I want. But the truth is, you haven't focused on what you wanted. If what you want feels like it's not coming, it's because you're not focused on it and found it a way for it to be fun and light instead of yearning and awful, right? Like
Yeah.
if you want, like, speaking of dating, if you like really want a partner and then you feel like you're missing that partner and that your life is waiting for that partner to show up and you're just like, oh, where's my partner? Okay, I'm trudging through this whatever to get to my partner. You are missing the
Right.
whole manifestation process. And
Right.
you're not, by the way, at all, if you're like waiting for your partner, you're not in any way
It's
attracting
like
your
going
heart.
to a sushi restaurant and asking for a burger, and you're like, I want a burger. I want a burger. And then you're in the wrong restaurant.
I love it. When you raised your girls, Donna, did you do all these analogies? They must go nuts when you do analogies.
Oh my God, my girl.
No more analogies.
No, that is what I do. And I speak in analogies all the time.
I love it.
And the funny thing is because I think that it's my way of translating something that I can feel and hear, and I know it's going on here. But like you said, well, everybody, you know the practical part, but like, how do you explain it to other people? So that's why that really developed, that muscle really developed, because I know that there's ways that I can speak in these. It's Donna Bonics is what it's been like coined as.
Donna Bonics.
It's like Donna Bonics. If you could read Donna Bonics, or if you understand it, but it's funny because people would say to me, well, your daughters are really well behaved. Did you punish them? Did you whatever? I'm like, no, I talked to them until they were exhausted. They were like,
and they're like, no, Mom, no, I'll do whatever you want.
I know, but you know what's really funny? Now they do it and they turn around on me. So like, I'll have a day where I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, well, this is what I would do. And I'm like, stop.
They're like, say you were a pumpkin seed. Would you stand over it? Yeah, that's great.
You know what? I love it. I love it because it is a necessary reflection and reminder. It's kind of like, here's another one. You know, I never get this right. What are the plants that you plant once and they always come back? Annuals or perennials? Which it sounds like it should be
no sense. Annual be like it comes back every year. Perennial.
No.
Right. So my analogies are perennials. So the thing is what I found is I plant them into my daughter's minds and then they come back when you least expect it.
That's awesome. You know, it's funny though. There's certain things that I do that my kids don't realize that it's pre-paving. So I'll get in the car with them. We're going somewhere and I'll say, okay, thank you for such a great trip. We're going to have so much fun. And when we get back at the end, we're going to think everything went so smoothly and we had such a great time. Like and they do that and they think that's prayer. They'll grab my hands and say, okay, we got to do that thing. But I do it when I walk into the supermarket. Thank you. We get all the right stuff. We don't forget anything that we might need. We'll be reminded while we're in the supermarket. We're going to spend this much money, and I'll tell the universe what I want to spend. And when I come out, I'm going to be like, that was such an easy trip, and everybody was smiling at me, and it was just such a great time, right? And I don't tell them let's manifest because they'd be like, right? If you told that to a teenager. But I just grab their hands and they know, oh, Mom, we got to do that thing, right?
Well, I want to ask you something before. I know, Donna Vee, I feel like you have a question coming in.
No, I just have Christopher Quigley says hi. Kathy Palmer says hi. Frank Wesner says hi. He likes Donna Bonics. My Aunt Cecilia has a comment. We just have comments. And I just want to give us all a 10-minute warning.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm going to ask you a question regarding this because I am the practical part of this so that it brings it down. So then the dichotomy of what you guys are talking about, and I want you guys to really answer this in a thoughtful way, which I know you will. What do you say to someone that says, okay, all those things you just said about pre-paving, manifesting, but then on the other hand, you hear in new age stuff, like what we're talking about, you got to have no expectations, man. You got to let it go. Just got to go in there with no expectations. And it's like, well, wait a minute, which is what? What is which? You know what I mean? So I understand both of those, but it's confusing of like which pre-paving and what's setting up unrealistic expectations or any expectation that you get disappointed or frustrated with.
Okay, this is such a good, and I'm really glad you brought it up because it's really important to understand that part of manifesting is letting go, right? But you're never going to stop wanting. So you can't be, even Buddha found the way because he recognized the middle way was the only way, because you can't really ever just like achieve enlightenment in this life, because maybe you can, but you won't be on the planet anymore. So what happens is you decide what you want, you get excited about it, you prepave it, you decide you're going to get it, and then you let it go. And then you just know the universe is going to bring it to you, and your job is to just enjoy where you are. Right. Okay. So does that make sense? You're not yearning for it. You're not wanting it. You've asked for it. You know it's coming. You know you got to align with it, and you got to go have fun. And that's how you align with it. And I'm not saying have fun. I'm like saying when you're at work, enjoy it. Right. Wash dishes to wash dishes. Be where you are.
Whatever you do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my Santa Claus list because
here we go.
is my favorite analogy and my favorite way to talk about manifesting. When you were a kid, you wrote your list maybe at the end of November, Thanksgiving, but you weren't expecting it until December 25th. So you didn't walk around every day disappointed that the toy truck didn't show up. You didn't get disappointed until somebody screwed up and didn't show up on December 25th. But my point is from November 29th until December 25th, you walked around expecting it, thinking it was going to be there. You put it in your script. You prepaid that you want a truck. You might have talked all month in December about, I'm going to use this truck. I'm going to use it to get dirt out of my yard. I'm going to use it when I go and I plant those pumpkins. I'm going to use it for whatever I use it for. But the point is that you pictured why you're using it. But the funny thing is, did you ever write a Christmas list? And you wrote something on there that you wanted because your friend wanted it and you just put it on there, but you didn't even give it thought. You didn't even miss it Christmas morning when it wasn't there. I think that the things that you really want, that you put your attention and time to, are the things that you'll notice that they're missing or they show up. The things that you say in passing that you really don't want, that maybe you're doing to keep up with the Joneses, you don't even know that they're not there.
Mm-hmm. Right. And there's a difference between wanting something and yearning for it and knowing it. So you really kind of not attached to it. If you just know it's coming, it's just a matter of this time construct, right? So that's a great way to describe it. I love your list. You're amazing, Donna.
You're amazing. Who wants an angel card?
Oh yeah, totally. We need angel cards. Come on, angels.
That's what. And I'm going to check into the email from the woman about the E Squared book. Kim, do you have anything else you want to add before we get to the angel cards? I don't want to cut you off.
No, I mean, we really didn't get to talk about dating too much. Maybe we'll do it the next show.
Yeah, Monday. Maybe we can make it Manifesting Monday for the singles.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. All right. So all right. So here's what I'm going to do, because I know that people want angel cards, but we also have a show coming up Wednesday called Funny Little Liars. It is a benefit show, and myself and Tracy have a commitment at 9 p.m. So tonight we have to really get out of here by 8:55, the latest. Mm-hmm. It's 8:44, so that's why I gave us a 10-minute time frame. Why am I saying that? Not because you ladies are asking anything, but in the comments, people love doing the angel cards. And last week I stayed on pretty late. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to play a little game, guys. We're going to attach our energy to either Kim Mazella or Tracy Locke or myself. And here's how we're going to do it. If you want to get a card with Kim Mazella, then your card, put your energy with Kim. You want it with Tracy Locke, put it with Tracy. And I'm going to go back. So
which one seems like they're getting your right card?
Yes, I'm going to have Tracy go first because Kim, you went first last week.
Okay. I'm feeling the energy in the room.
All right, Tracy, you tell me when you want me to stop shuffling.
Okay, ready? Stop.
Okay. Anybody that attached their energy to Tracy Locke, this
you're lucky.
Is your card, top and bottom. I'm feeling a little playfulness or some kind of a body conscious thing. I don't know. All right. Body care.
Oh my God.
Body care.
That's awesome.
Nobody needs to take care of this body.
I'm telling you.
Did you say body consciousness? I mean, so strange.
Yes,
I love it.
And if this is playfulness, I'm going to pick out the lottery numbers.
Okay.
Oh, no. It's celebration.
Which is playfulness.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes. So we're going to so she's celebrating, but she's going to be body conscious while she does it. No, you know what?
Now, don't you explain what they kind of mean?
Sure. Okay. You want me to explain it? I mean, Kim, do you want
a little bit, so people are like, okay, what's that? What's what?
All right. So body care. So basically, body care is that we know that maybe perhaps we've been doing a little bit more indulging than we want to do, or we're not taking care of ourselves. We're feeling bad about ourselves, and it very much can manifest through your body. So taking care of yourself, doing some exercising, going out, being one with nature, taking a walk, being a little bit more aligned with your body, and no self-hating, no self-loathing.
Right.
Oh,
because
please.
that could block you up, right, Kim Mazella? Okay. Celebration is honestly right underneath body care alphabetically.
Crazy.
Is that crazy?
Yeah. So the angels want you to know that this is a light-filled time in your life. You have been working toward making changes, and your intentions have now manifested into form. This is the time that you fill your heart with warm and you feel gratitude. The angels ask you through this card to hold strong in this gratitude. Gratitude is everything, though. Gratitude can change so much. You are like a gardener who plants seeds. Pumpkins. and nurtures them because she has faith in her labors. I'm telling you that you will yield new growth. Keep watering and tending to your seeds, and you will soon see them sprouting through the surface. The angels are your co-gardeners and help them tend to your crops. And if they don't, then they can help carve the pumpkins in the fall. Kim Mazella, I'm going to knock in some energy.
Okay, here we go.
Donna Vee.
Cecilia says she's with you, and you let me know when you want me to stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
So excited.
I feel some support. I don't even know. I just feel supportive. Maybe the playfulness will come out here. I don't even know. Okay. Manifestation. Perfect for you, Kim.
Didn't you get that last week too, Kim? Didn't you get that last week?
I don't know.
We'll have to go back to the videotape.
I think it was you. I think
manifestation is awesome. There's
a
lot I'm working on manifesting. Okay, we're stopping.
Study.
Oh, well, story of my life. But I'll manifest what I've been studying.
So for those of you wondering what they are, I'm going to just go through study because I think manifesting we've talked about a lot. We know what that is.
Quite extensively.
Yes. You are engaged in your learning and study right now. Your angels guide you to take time to read, listen, and grow. This card validates that this is an important time for you to learn new ideas or skills. Perhaps you feel guided to enroll in a class. Enroll in Kim's class. Ideas or skills. Perhaps you feel guided to wait a minute, attend school. The angels ask you to continue. Sometimes when we are in a learning phase of our life, we become anxious to test our new knowledge. Instead of learning, we want to apply what we've learned. However, timing is everything, and this card guides you not to rush into action, which we talked about tonight.
Yeah.
Instead, enjoy the process of learning, the growth that accompanies, and an educational experience is enjoyable if we remind ourselves to stay focused on the here and now moment. That is so true. Stay present. Yeah. Being present is so important.
Yeah.
And whoever is going to do this with me,
go Donna. Go Donna.
Donna Bonics. Donna Bonics.
Donna Bonics is here.
Donna Bonics. Donna Bonics.
You know, I love Archangel Michael, and then I don't know, but okay.
Okay. Vogue. What are you looking at?
Is it because I look like that scene from the Madonna Who's That Girl or something? Okay, here we go.
Okay. What do we got, Donna?
I feel really good about this card. Emerging.
Emerging.
Not like that. I want the world. No. And healing. I love that.
Love that.
These are great cards.
Those are really powerful cards together. I love them.
No, emerging and healing. I'm going to read one. Which one would you ladies like to hear?
Well, I think every healing makes sense. So why don't you read emerging? What are they saying about emerging?
Okay. Emerging is your true self radiant, powerful, successful, and intelligent, is now shining through the surface. Allow your true self to be visible to others. For you, lift them up and inspire them. That's beautiful. Even just in story time. I know I have some story timers on here. You're awesome in so many ways, and you're beginning to trust and reveal your true nature more easily. That is true, because I've been hitting it hard the past few weeks and beating myself up, and I'm starting to realize, you know what? It's just a lesson. At one time, you may have believed that you had to hide your feelings from others or even from yourself. Now, however, people out there that have picked cards with me, remember, you realize how vital and attractive expressing your authentic self is. Your angels are guiding you to honor your true feelings by expressing them to yourself and others. The angels will help you lovingly talk about your feelings so that no misunderstandings occur with friends and loved ones. Your angels will never guide you to do or say anything that could hurt you or anyone else. That is so important. They will also ensure that your life will emerge to a new level of inner peace as you let yourself come out and play. And there's the playfulness. So
there you go.
Ladies, you guys are incredible beings. Today was the fastest hour ever.
I know. I can't even believe it's over. It felt like 5 minutes.
Well, it literally is 8:51. We have 4 minutes. If anybody has a last minute question, or if you guys have anything else you want to say, anything?
Anyone? Bueller?
Does anybody have anything to say? I always have something to say. Have you not noticed that? No, I just wanted to mention one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this time in life, a lot of people have forgotten that we're so powerful. We're just really powerful. And I just want everybody to remember that what we see with our eyes isn't really the story. And we see a lot of drama out there, but there's so much love in this world. And I always say this, that fear is loud and it speaks first. It's always wrong. And love is so all encompassing. It's so big, and we don't think it's still out there, but it's so big. It's quiet, and don't think that people are just as loving, just as kind, just as good. We just only talk about the negative stories. So I just would love for everybody to share some positive stories this week. Share them with your friends. If you see something out there that you like, say, wow, that's beautiful. I love that. Vocalize appreciation. That's it.
I love that. No, I love that. I love that. Turn off the news, rewatch all of our Manifesting Mondays. I mean, honestly, for me, it's gratitude is everything. And walking around and just, I know it sounds so silly, but like, I drove tonight with the top down in my car, right? Now, people are like, oh, she's got a car with the top down. It's a 2013 I bought used. Not that I need to make an excuse for it, but I'm saying drive with the windows open. There's something about feeling the breeze. And also, I talk about this all the time on other things. Find a song that you love. Find a song that puts you in a positive place.
Yeah.
When you feel like you're starting to get down on yourself or creeping down because of life is getting you down, put the song on and allow that vibration to be raised by the beat, the song, the words, whatever it's called. I mean, music is huge for me in my life.
I think that's awesome. You know what? One thing I've been doing that's so crazy and weird, but I'm telling you it works. You guys are going to laugh at me.
No.
It's the same kind of thing where when I go out to my garden, which is a brand new thing for me and I'm loving it, when I pick whatever it is, the vegetable off it, I say thank you.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. You should.
And then I do this, which is so crazy. You guys are going to think I'm totally nuts in this.
We don't.
When I go out running and I see a tree hanging down, I high five it.
That's awesome. There's vibration there.
You know, like a branch is hanging over. I'm like, oh, that's a tree totally trying to give me a high five. They're like, what the hell's wrong with her? She's high-fiving trees.
I love that. You know, it's so funny when people are like, are you a tree hugger? I go, no, I'm more like a tree cuddler. Like, I'm not really
I agree with you. Just to say thank you to everything. Thank you to everything that's supporting you, which is everything.
I agree. Do you know that there's a song I'd love everybody to listen to? And it's There's Peace. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Or OAR, the Peace?
Not that one. I love that song by OAR. You know that one. They played that for us.
Yeah.
And I know I can get in like a lot of trouble for playing music, but I don't own the rights to this. It's the end of it. But no, it's Be the Light. Wait, I'm gonna find it. I don't wanna fight no more. Only wanna get to Is it Be the Light? Baby, don't slam the door tonight. We love this song.
Yeah.
You guys have to get music. Music is everything.
Yeah.
But Be the Light. It's a newer song. It's like country, and it's amazing. And oh my god, it's so about
Be the Light.
Yeah, it's called. I'm gonna find it for you guys, and then we have to. I know we have to go, but it's Be the Light.
Sure, it's not You Light Up My Life, because I know that's when you.
No, I love that song too. Silly. You're always so silly. Light. And it's a country song. Oh, Be a Light. I'm sorry.
Be a Light by.
And it is by Thomas Rhett.
Thomas Rhett.
It is such an amazing song.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up for sure.
And I'm gonna post it. But it's like, oh, of course I can put in the damn buttons. It's like
you like trying to play
it's Keith Urban.
Oh, I love
Keith Urban. Who's Thomas Rhett?
It's a bunch of and Time Full of War Be Peace.
Oh, I love it.
Looking it up.
Gotta hear this.
It's all about manifesting.
I hate Be Light, guys. It's a bunch of it's Time Full of War Be Peace. All right, I'll post it. I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't want to bore anybody.
You're going to be late for your thing.
Yeah, I know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Donna Vee. You are Kim Mazella. You are Tracy Locke. We love that you're all here. Thank you so much for everybody that comes out to Manifesting Money. Kim, you're going to be here next week, yes?
Yes, I am.
Oh, she's being here forever. I'm putting the mode.
Yeah, we know. But
we're going to be on television. Of course.
Right.
All right, good.
Pray for that girl.
Next week, dating?
Okay, dating.
Next week, we're going to talk about dating.
I thought you said skating. I got all excited. We're going skating?
I wrote a joke once about that. I'm like, my hearing is so bad. Somebody said, you want to go speed dating? I thought they said speed skating. I'm like, I can't even skate regular.
I'm like, if you think the size on those girls, I'm not doing.
You know, the other day I said to somebody, they're like, so what are you doing? Have you been dating? I'm like, well, I re-downloaded Bumble, but I had my mask on. The girl that I said I re-downloaded Bumble. She goes, Bumble, what are you into? I go, yeah, I'm into pillow fighting that turns into a restraining order. No.
Yeah, pummeled, getting pummeled. No, you're not into that.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next Monday night at 8:00. Be good. Go with script. Love yourselves.